Alright, in this video we are going to see how to create this search filter using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. To follow along, I'll leave the source code in the description in case if you got stuck somewhere, you can just copy paste it and start along with me. Now let me show you what this search filter does. Now this is the search filter. You can see there is a font awesome icon, and you can see there is some list which is scrollable. Now if I type something which is not there in the list, you're not going to get any value. If I type something which is in the list, you'll get the search result. Now if you see, let me just search for Mahim, M-A-H-I-M, so you're getting the value. So this is the output we will be getting once we write the code. So let's get started. Let's start by creating a folder. Let's start creating the folder first. So let me open the Visual Studio Code and click on open folder. In the desktop I'm going to create a folder called search filter, and to make the project work we just need three files: HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Let me create HTML file first, control and control, and I'm going to name this as index.html, and the next thing I'm going to name it as style.css. It's a style, and then we need a file we need a script file. I'm going to name this as script.js. You can give any name. The main thing that is required is .html, .css and .javascript is required. Now let me get into the HTML exclamatory tab. Let me link the created files. For the style sheet we have to link like this, and for the script tag it is recommended to link at the bottom of your HTML, so that once the HTML gets loaded, then the script gets loads. Now we need to create a wrapper. Inside the wrapper we need input area, and this will have input type text. You can give ID my input, and then we will have a font awesome icon over here. And once this is done, it's just after the input area div, I will be creating a div, not a list item, and some list. We can have anything. Let me just copy paste it multiple times. Let me just show you how does our HTML looks like. Control O, just select the folder which is search filter index.html, and this is how our HTML looks like. Let us style our HTML. For first of all, select all element and remove the margin and padding 0 and margin 0. Let me show you by refreshing it. You can see that the unwanted margin and padding is removed, and it is always a best practice to add box sizing border box to it. You won't see any difference, but it will do the magic. Now let me get the font awesome CDN. I think I have already downloaded it in the previous episode. I'm just copying it and pasting it over here. It is always recommended to have our custom CSS below, then below to our font awesome icon. Now we need the font. Let's search font awesome 4.7, and here in the link you can search. So what I need is a search icon, so I'll be searching for search, SEAR. Now if I click on this, so this is the exact search bar we will be creating it. Just copy this and paste it in this place. Now you will see, since we have linked our CDN on the header file, you will be able to see the icon. Now let me type some city names: Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, Pune, Jaipur, Bangalore. So now you will see the HTML. So without wasting any time, let me just add one more font CDN from the previously uh, created tutorial. You just have to link the font over here, and you just need to call for all element let the font family be Poppins. If that doesn't work, you can just simply copy paste it. Now if you see, the font has got changed. Fine. So we have body. Inside the body we have wrapper. It's a class. Inside the wrapper we have input area div. It's again a class, and then we have input tag, and then the input area also has I tag inside it. Let me just cross check the spelling which I have created. Input area. Cool. Now just inside the wrapper, so shift alt down arrow, it will copy the previous line. We have unordered list, again the same way, unordered list item. So that's it, let's just creating it. So let me just create the background color for the body, which is slightly grayish. This is how it looks. We can simply make this, so whatever is there inside the body, I want the color to be white, so now you'll see the white color. Anyways, we'll be having the width of the wrapper as 500 pixel and height as 300 pixel, and the background color be something grayish, and I want it to be at the center. So the wrapper is the direct child of body, so we'll be using display flex. So align item will vertically align center, justify content will horizontally align center, and in order for the align item to work, we need to give height to the body, which is 100% of viewport height. Viewport height is nothing but browser height. Now I want the wrapper to have padding, top bottom 2 rem, left right 4 rem. Cool. Now this input area should have width of 100% so that it takes the whole screen. If I say 100% of the input area, it is going to take the height of the wrapper. Let me give the width to the input as well, input field as well. Now let me add padding, 1 rem on all sides. So top and bottom 1 rem, left and right 0.5 rem, 0.3 rem top and bottom. And if you want border radius, you can give border radius of 1 rem, 0.5. let me try. Cool. Now I think we have given more padding on the left and right of the wrapper. If you want, you can just reduce this to 2. Cool. Now we need to give position relative to the container of the I tag, so that we can give position absolute to the I tag, position absolute. Let me repeat again. In order for the in order to use position absolute, we need to give the parent of an element in which we are going position absolute. Here the parent is input area, we have to give position relative. That's what I did. Now top of, so let me just show you what happens if I give position absolute. You can see, let me just give left of 0. So now it will take the input area div as the parent, and it is calculating top left. If I give top of 50%, you'll see it is not actually at the center. You can give transform translate y-axis 50%, which is minus 50%. Now it's at the center. We can give the left of 5%, or let's 5% too much. Let me just give 3%, and cool, that works. And for the input field, we can give padding top and bottom, left and right. So let me just use the shorthand property, top, right, bottom and left, which is 2 rem. If I type, yeah, you can see it's working perfectly. Now let's just style the div, which is wrapper, border radius to 2 percentage, and let's just target the unordered list. Let's have margin to it, margin top 1 rem, and top left and right, which is 2 rem. This seems to be a, let's just use shorthand property. Cool. Let me remove the bullet list, so which is list style none. For the list item, let me give background color white, and margin top 0.2 rem or 3 rem, and padding top bottom 0, left and right 0.5 rem. Now I think we don't need left and right. Let me just remove this. Cool. And I want the height of the unordered list to be 200 pixel. Let's just make overflow Y auto so that we can get scroll bar on the Y axis. Let me add some more city names. Let me target Mumbai, which is Dadar, Mahim, and so on. Now you can see I can scroll. Now if you want, you can have the placeholder text for the search. So placeholder search city. Now you got it. Everything seems perfect. If you want, you can just zoom in. If you think you need padding, you can add top and bottom. Let's just make this 5 rem, 0.3 rem, cool. Now I think the UI part is done. Let's jump into the script. So the first thing what we need to do is we need to get the input field document. We need to add an event listener, which is key up. Search, get into the input field and add key up event, just going to be a function. So let me give a function name key up. So we need to define this function, and whenever I type something on the keyboard, I want the value. Now let me get into the console, and if I type something, I should be getting the value on the console if everything is right. Control Shift R to hard refresh. So now you can see I'm not able to get the value, but there is something that is getting added. Okay, we can call the input field document dot query selector. We can directly call the input field and value and store it to a variable input value, and now we can check it with console.log. Now if I type something, you should be able to see on the console. Now we need to convert this to uppercase what it will do is, it will, whatever you type, it is going to convert it to uppercase. So this is working fine. Now we need to we need to get all the list item. So call the query selector, so which is all. So we have multiple values, that's the reason I'm passing all. On our list item, all list items. Now we can access one by one using the for loop. Variable I should start from 0. I is greater than equal to the length of the total list item, and then increment the I value. So this is the syntax for loop. So we can access the individual list item using the index, which is I. So if I type something, you got all the list item. You don't need equal or else you'll get an error. So if I type something, you got all the list item. So now we need to search each list item. If I type A, and that A need to search on all the list item. So for that we have, let's just use the same console, dot text content. Now we don't need the list item, but we need the text content which is inside it, inside of a list item. So you can see you got all the list item. So let me just store it to a variable called text value or list value, list hyphen values. And now we need to use the index of function to compare if the A is present on all the list item. How we are going to do it? So we'll be getting the string. Let me just get the first string. If the first string has index of the value of the input field, so I should name it as dot to uppercase. I think I have not used anywhere. So I need to convert both the text value as well as the list item to uppercase, and if the value matches, then what will happen? If the value matches, then we will get the value greater than 0. If the value doesn't matches, then we will get -1. Console.log match not found. Match found. Let me type something X. I know X is not there anywhere. So if I type M, the match is not there because there is some error in the value. So instead of, okay, I think we have to pass this. We'll use the uppercase just over here, and we'll use this text, sorry, this variable to check. And again, input value, we'll use the uppercase. So let's just make this little simple. That's the reason I'm passing the uppercase function to the previous values, to the previous step. So MUMVAI. So some of which is found, some of which is not found. So now in this case, since we are in the loop, if there is matches found, then style dot display equal to block. If the match is not found, then make the list item display none. If I type Mumbai, I don't think there is anything. X, Z is not there, A is there, so there is some wrong value over here. Let me just check what it is. Let me just try this console, comment this and comment the value, pass the list value and check whether we are able to actually convert the case. Type anything. Yes, it is getting converted to uppercase, so this value is working fine. Let me just check this value, input value, type A, you should get capital A. Yes, it is also working as we thought. Now let's just check the condition. If there is any error, the condition has the problem. So there is one simple mistake that we have done. If there is no match, then we will be getting -1. So if it is greater than -1, then that means there is match is found, so it would work fine. So if I type CHENI, you will get the value Jaipur. If I type something, you will not get any value. So I think the scope of this video is done. Get the source code in the description. Thank you so much for listening.